Hey guys, welcome. I'm Parshvika. Welcome to the channel where we talk a lot about feminine energy and self-improvement topics, and sometimes relationships, sometimes about manifestation, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's dive in. Today video, I'll gonna answer another question from another video. The question was that what if I keep on thinking about the things that I don't want happening in the future life? Is it going to let me down to the 3D life or not? And this question is really interesting question, and I want to talk about this based on what I think about this question, and I'm going to answer that. Let's dive in. Give this video a big thumbs up. Do consider subscribing for more such videos. We have a female self-care planner, guys. If you're interested, the link is in description. It's a PDF download. Anyways, let's talk about this particular question and answer this. Now, there are so many caveats to this question, and I'm going to answer what I think about it. Okay, in the department or in the world of manifestation, nobody is exception to it. Everybody manifests, whether consciously or subconsciously. It's what we choose to. When we don't know about these things, we manifest subconsciously, but when we know about these things and we learn more and more, then we start consciously creating it. Okay, but we do manifest, and in this world, the main thing that we focus about is our thoughts, because where we focus on, the energy flows. So if we focus on thoughts, thinking about the certain kind of the thoughts, those thoughts actually dictate our actions, and that create our reality, and that's dictate the 3D reality. Now, it depends on us what we choose. If we constantly started thinking about the things, oh, I don't want this thing to happen in future, oh, I don't want this thing to think about the future, and we constantly thinking, and we never stop thinking about it. We're constantly thinking, I don't want this thing to happen, I don't want this thing to happen in future, I don't want this thing to happen in future, and you're constantly in that state of being, then yes, it will going to manifest, because you are putting your energy and focus in that thing. But once in a while you get this thought, or maybe once in a day you get the thought, oh, I don't want this thing to happen in the future, and then you revert back to what you want. You revert back to your practices, your affirmations, your visualization, your scripting, whatever technique or whatever method you do. You revert back to that, and you start focus and putting your energy in the things that you want. Then that one time thought once in a while doesn't gonna affect your manifestation, doesn't gonna affect your future life, doesn't gonna let you down in the 3D world. Okay, it doesn't matter. But if you constantly thinking about it, and you putting your energy and your feelings, your emotions so much into it, then it will going to manifest. If you see that most people are afraid of something, they're like, oh, I'm going outside with a lot of money. What if the thief will come and rob me off? I don't want to be robbed. I don't want to be robbed. I don't want to be robbed. And they constantly think about it, and they put a lot of the feelings, energy, and emotions in these thoughts. And what happened? Guess what happened to them? They are robbed by somebody, because they attract those people in their life, because they're constantly thinking about it. If you think about the negative thought once in a while, once in a day, it doesn't really matter, because we have so many thoughts in the day, and we can't convert every single thought into the positive one. It's just a lot of the work, and I also can't do it, and I think that nobody can convert their every single thought into the positive one. It's just simply not gonna happen. It's not possible. But what we can choose is what we choose manually. In the beginning, it's gonna be a little bit of the effort, because you're choosing manually, or you can choosing actively. I think actively is the right word, not manually. But anyways, you're choosing actively the thoughts that you love to think, or the thoughts that you want to create, or the world that you want to create, or the joyful thoughts, or happy thoughts, or funny thoughts. You constantly actively choosing the happy thoughts. Majority of your thoughts are happy thoughts, and once in a while the negative thoughts come up, but you don't give your energy and focus to that. You focus only on the positive one, then that negative thoughts will never going to let you down in the 3D life, or will never going to happen in your future, because all the positive thoughts, the majority of the thoughts are positive, will going to be more powerful than this one negative thought. I hope it makes sense. But if you constantly thinking about the negative thought, constantly thinking about the thing that you don't want in the future, and you put your so much energy, emotions, and feeling into it, then it will going to manifest, because our thoughts do create reality. But we don't need to be get scared by this thing. We don't need to be afraid, oh, I'm thinking about the negative thought, it will going to manifest. No, even if you think about the negative thought, don't try to put your energy into the negative thought. What happened with the people, why they get stuck in the rut, and it happened with me sometimes, and I get out of the rut. What happened? We get one negative thought, okay? and then we tell ourselves, oh, I'm not allowed to think about this thought. What if this will going to manifest? I don't want this to manifest. And then we put resistance in that. We put our energy and trying to stop ourselves to stop thinking that thought, without even realizing that when we stop ourselves for doing something, we go and do that something. If you see that if somebody comes and tell you don't wear pink dress, you won't listen to that person. You go and wear the pink dress. Our mind works that way. Okay, when somebody is telling us not to do something, we go and do that thing. I hope it makes sense, right? So because there is a resistance and we want to do it, we want to see why that person is saying that we don't want to do that, and we go and do that, and then we see whether we want to do it or not. So when you're stopping your negative thought, one negative thought that's pop up, and you stop yourself, oh, I can't think the negative thought, what if this will going to happen in future, I don't want it to happen in the future, and you stop yourself and you create resistance in that moment, and then you want to go to the positive thought, but the momentum of the negative thought started building because you put the resistance about it, you put the resistance there, and then the law of attraction will going to keep you in the resistance, and then you are stuck in the cycle. You want to go to the positive, but you can't go because you're stuck in that resistance, you're stuck in that cycle, and then that cycle creates, if that cycle lasts forever, for days, months and weeks and years, then that manifests. But if you understand this cycle and you see that, okay, one thought arises and you don't engage with the thought, you don't give your energy, your focus, your power to that, you're just aware of these thoughts. Okay, it's coming, it's negative, it's not appealing, I don't want this thing to happen in my future. But you're thinking about that thought and you're not reacting to it, you're not putting resistance to it, you're not stopping yourself not to think about that thought. Because when you think about certain thoughts, they come and go. The thoughts are like waves. I can say it like a waves, like a water waves. They come and go. They come and go. The only way they can persist or they exist forever, that particular thought, when you put the resistance. When you put the resistance, then that thought persists forever. So how do you put the resistance? You put the resistance by telling yourself that I am not allowed to think this thought, because this thought, I don't want it happening in the future, and what if I think about this thought, it will going to happen in future. So I'm stopping myself not to think about this thought or not to think about this particular thing. And that creates resistance, and when you are resisting a thought, then that thought can't let go and it can't be replaced by another thought. And that's how the people stuck in the rut, that's how the people stuck in their thoughts, and then they create the reality that they don't want to create, and then they lay it down by the 3D because of this negative cycle of being stuck in their own thoughts, in their own mind. But instead, what you have to do instead, if the negative thoughts are coming, everybody has a negative thought. Everybody, even the most positive person on this planet Earth, still have the negative thoughts, but they know and they understand the behavior of the thoughts. They know that every thoughts come and go, come and go. If you are not creating any resistance, if you are easy like flowing with the water waves, then it's come and go and it will never going to affect you. But the moment you engage with thoughts, like you think about, for example, I'll just take an example. What if I do this thing and I'm not gonna get my SP? Or what if my SP never gonna text me back? And you think about that thought comes in your mind, what if he doesn't text me back? And you keep on thinking about that thought. You get one thought and then you engage with that thought, and you're like, oh, what if he doesn't text me? Oh, what if he doesn't want to see me? Oh, what if we never gonna we were never gonna be together? Oh, I'm never gonna meet the love of my life. I'm never gonna have a happy life. I'm never gonna be married. I never have a family. So you see that you only get one thought, that what if your SP never gonna text you back? But then you engage with that thought and you keep on creating more thoughts. You engage with that thought and you started thinking more thoughts that are similar to that negative thought, and then you're stuck in your own thought cycle, in your own mind, and then that creates the reality. So that's the way, if you are thinking the thoughts, if you're engaging with them, if you're engaging with every single thoughts that coming in your mind, even if it's not appealing, even if it's not helpful, and you're engaging with them, you're putting your energy, focus and feelings into it, and you are creating more thoughts like that, then you're stuck in the cycle, and then it will going to manifest no matter how hard you try not to manifest. But if the negative thoughts come, you feel it, you see it, you're aware of it, and you just let it go like a water waves. The wave come and go, wave come and go. So like the thought come and go, and you don't invest in the art, you don't engage in the art, and you understand the nature of the art, and then you're like, okay, I understand the nature of the thoughts, and I'm aware of what I'm thinking right now. I'm aware of my thoughts. You have to be aware of your thoughts. Yes, in the beginning when you are doing these things, you have to be aware of the thoughts, and even after that you have to be aware of your thoughts. So what you're thinking, and you see, okay, this is a negative thoughts, I understand that my mind is creating drama, my ego is creating drama, but I don't want to engage in that, because I know I'm not that thought, because I know this is not going to happen in future, I know this will never going to happen in future, because I am the God, I'm the universe, and I control my thoughts, so this will never going to happen. And you just laugh about this thought, laugh about the negative thought, and you let it go. Because the moment you're easy with the thoughts, you're not creating resistance, you're not engaging with them, you're not reacting with them, they're gonna leave you, they're gonna let it go, and then you can replace them with a positive one, or you can start thinking about the good thoughts, happy thoughts, or the thoughts that you want to have in the future, and that's how you create or manifest. I hope you get something out of it, and I've answered this question. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Your questions, your queries, as usual, are really welcome. And guys, I'm really enjoying making these videos, like from few days it's been like pumping up to make more such videos. So if you have any questions, any doubts, any queries, or you want me to make a video on, let me know. I would love to talk about these topics, because I'm learning and I'm actually practicing in my own personal life and seeing the results. Sometimes I do fail, and then I pick myself up, and then I go and I feel good about it, because I feel like purposeful when I talk about these things, when I learn about these things, when I help the people with these things, when I share with them, I feel purposeful. So if you have anything to share, let me know in the comments. I'll see you the next time. Till then, take care. Bye guys.